Hello everybody, JGC Anime here, and welcome back to another video where today I'm going to be reviewing That Time I Got Reincarnated by a Slime. A type of, I wouldn't call it an Isekai, but it is a story about somebody who gets reincarnated to another world. Similar to Konosuba, but not in the same way at all. And yeah, I'm just going to be going over that today, and let's hop right into this. So, what's the basic story summary? Well, in one world, a guy gets killed from getting stabbed in the chest, and after that, he gets sent to another world, reincarnated as a slime, who is also now voiced by a girl, because I don't know. But basically, the whole story is about the slime growing and changing the things around the place he's now stuck in, or it. Yeah, it never really clarifies the gender of the slime now, even though it was a guy back when it was reincarnated, like before it was. And basically the story is kind of the slime building its own civilization, stuff like that. It's actually kind of intriguing from what I've seen, and I actually looked really forward to it. So, what I liked about this show, I thought its characters were great. Even there were some annoying ones, there were some great ones, there were some awkward ones, but for the most part, most of the characters were really good. While the voice of the slime, which I watched the dubbed version, so obviously I watched everything in English, the dubbed voice for the slime was a bit off-putting because, well, I thought the voice was fine. It also felt like the voice actress who does the voice, she's been in way too many freaking dubs. I'm sorry if that sounds rude, but almost every single dub I've watched, she's been in it. And it just paranoids me because now I can never fully enjoy the character because I always think of another character when I hear the voice. And it always just completely puts me off. Just, I don't know, just her voice was fine as the character. I just really wish it was somebody I didn't easily recognize the voice to. I wish it was something a little more unique, but I still thought the characters in the show were pretty great. I had a lot of fun watching them, and overall it was still funny. There were lots of funny moments in the show that I couldn't help but laugh out loud at, and it's just really interesting to see where this world goes, since the story is really good. I really like a lot of the story. I think it's really well done, and the pacing is really good too. Although, if there's one major nitpick I have with this series, it's its openings. Now, the songs in the openings are really good. I think they sound really good, and I'm really into the songs that they play in those openings. However, the openings themselves aren't exactly the best. Because you see, what an opening is the opening of a series is supposed to introduce you to the world and the characters that will be coming along in the story. The opening literally does not connect to that at all. It's like future events that haven't even taken place yet. They never happened in that season, and when I saw those characters, I just kept wondering, who the heck are these people? Am I supposed to care? Wait, what? That person never showed up? It was always just so confusing how the openings, while they were cool at parts, was still confusing, since a lot of the main aspects are really not even there. And I'm sorry if I'm mumbling a lot with this conversation. Just, I had finished another anime just recently, like 2 minutes ago when recording this, and that's still fresh on my mind since I thought its ending was really bad. Well, not bad, but not that good. I may make a review on it in the future. But yeah, that's why I'm pointlessly rambling. And yeah, the main thing I really disliked was definitely the fact that the opening didn't actually deliver what happened in the show. I thought the characters were fine, the story was really entertaining, and as a spoiler-free thoughts thing, I'd say it was really interesting. I thought it was going to be one of those normal isekai storylines where the character gets sent to another world and they go off on adventures and explore the world, which those are fun. I really like those, but they don't happen always, and when they do happen, they usually aren't very well done. But I have grown to find a lot more medieval-ish based animes lately that have been really good, and this one was one of those interesting ones. It's not about like trying to go on an adventure. It's about building a nation. And that's what was really intriguing. I'd never seen that happen before. And I never saw someone do that before. And I thought it was really intriguing. But that's all I can really say without spoiling too much, because a lot of the show's best aspects are definitely more spoilerish. But if there's one more thing I could say before moving on to the spoiler section, is definitely that there is a lot of really funny characters in this. I was a little confused from time to time, but overall I thought the story was really good. And I guess we're going to move on to spoiler-free thoughts now. Here's a timestamp for when we move past these spoilers, onto the conclusion. And yeah, let's just talk in spoiler section in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Moving on to spoilers, I'd probably have to say, it's really, I'm trying to remember all the characters' names, but like 90% of them I can't even remember. Well, one of my favorite moments from this whole anime was definitely when the slime like met with all of those, was it ogres or was it, no, I don't think it was ogre, or no, I don't know what they are called, but they're like oh my lord, they're on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember. But they're these, like, beast people where I haven't watched this anime in over, like, a month, like 6-7 months, so it's been a while since I watched it, but I'm trying to remember. There were a lot of really good characters in this, and when the slime met up with these people and managed to convince them that it was a good guy, it was really fun to watch, and I thought, yeah, this was pretty good. Let's see where it goes from here. And the whole nation building thing I thought was really good. I thought how the slime escaped from the cave after, because if you know, the slime starts in a cave, like just completely trapped there, and then finds a dragon, eats the dragon, and then leaves. And after that, it meets goblins, or I think it's goblins. They start building a nation, and before we know it, the slime, I think it's called Rimuru, is trying to build an entire nation with humans, monsters, and everyone else in mind, which I thought was really interesting. While this whole world wasn't entirely as interesting because we never really got to see too much of it, all the storylines that took place in this season were, like in the first season, were really good. I'm really looking forward to when season 2 comes out. But overall, I really think that the world building was definitely mediocre, but I thought that the rest of the story, from what they were trying to plan out, were all really good. And the fact that one of the meant to be major threats of the show got won over by Honey was hilarious. And I don't know, I'm just thinking of the 1-3 hunter people, I can't remember their names. She was there to test Rimuru, and then Rimuru won her over with Honey, and it was hilarious. And she ended up staying, and she was just like a little kid. It was hilarious. And overall, I just thought a lot of the aspects of the show were really good. While I can't say it's like the top show out there, there were a lot of moments that I kept laughing my head off at, especially with the lizard prince. I thought he was really egotistical, and I just really hated him. And then I learned that the reason he was like that was because of how much his troops, like, awed at him, and I thought it was hilarious, because after all that, the guy couldn't even beat the weakest fighter of the goblins that Rimuru was, like, had as trainees and stuff like that. He couldn't even beat the weakest one, and because he couldn't beat the weakest one, he just thought, oh my gosh, that must have been the Goblin Leader. Oh man, it was hilarious. The lizards overall, like, the prince at least was extremely stupid. And I did think another interesting aspect was how whenever the monsters got named, their appearance could change. Like how once Rimuru, like, gives names, like he gives names to everyone. They all magically change shape and form and all that, which I thought was really interesting. While definitely, like, the story, I thought the story, again, was phenomenal. I thought it was really well done. It was able to build up a nation and do all kinds of things and continue to literally move into new territories without making it feel like I'm watching something completely different. But overall, it's just an interesting series as a whole, because I admit, when I first saw this series, like, as a trailer, it popped up as an ad on YouTube for me, I thought the idea sounded stupid. I thought it sounded like a terrible idea, it was not going to be that interesting, and so I didn't watch it. And this was also back before I started binge watching anime and watching a lot of different kinds, so I didn't have the right opinion. So then after all that, I finally decided, once I saw the series was out there, I thought, this is kind of popular, let's check it out. And I do not regret checking this series out, it was really good. So, if we're reaching the conclusion now, I guess that's where we are. What I have to say is that the series is actually pretty good. It's not the most fully rounded series, but it's definitely an interesting series. I found the characters in the world really interesting. Even if we didn't get to explore much of the world, we got to hang out with a lot of different and unique characters. I really like that aspect. And overall, I thought the show was pretty good. Which is why I rate this show a 9 out of 10. The reason I say this, most of it's really well done, the characters are really interesting, and even if we don't get to explore the world, I still think it's a really good series. I hugely recommend it, and it's just a fun ride. There were a few aspects that definitely made it worse, such as the same voice actress who's done like a bajillion voices returning once again to voice a character. I still thought it was a fun series. I still liked the characters, and while I'm put off by her voice just a little bit with the character, once I got used to it, I was able to move past it, and that's all I can say. I'm JGC Anime, and I thank you all for tuning in. Peace.